Ever feel like the future of work is this big, mysterious thing, like just out of reach? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain a bit.
Yeah, we're diving deep into an article, The Job Market of 2025. It's got some pretty bold predictions.
Bold is an understatement. It claims almost all office jobs could be automated by, get this, 2026. I mean, that's practically tomorrow. Is that even possible?
Oh, right. It's a super tight timeline. But think about the internet. A few decades ago, did anyone really grasp how much it'd change, well, everything?
True, true. Okay, but I'm already getting a bit nervous here. If that happens, what happens to, my job?
I hear ya. That's a valid concern. The article talks about this new type of worker, the AI generalist. They're like the Swiss Army knife of the future workforce.
Okay, a Swiss Army knife. I like that. But what does that even mean?
Basically, they're using AI tools across all sorts of fields, becoming super efficient, like one person doing what used to take a whole team.
So the article says by 2030, half of all work activities could be automated. What kind of activities are we even talking about?
Think repetitive stuff. Data entry, scheduling, basic reports, things AI can handle easily.
So those are the tasks I should start training my AI assistant on, right? Get ahead of the game.
You got it. And speaking of training, the article breaks down 4 key areas for this AI generalist. First up, building with AI.
Wait, does that mean I need to, become a coding whiz overnight? Because that's not happening.
That's the cool part. New AI tools are making it so anyone can build software or apps, even without coding expertise.
Seriously, so even I could build an app.
You bet. Think of it like building blocks. You snap things together, the AI handles the complicated stuff in the background. Projects that used to take months, now they can be done in days, even hours.
Okay, that's pretty wild. What's the next area?
Automating processes.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine AI agents working 20/47, handling all those tedious tasks you hate. Data entry, scheduling appointments, gone.
Ah, that's my dream. More time for the fun stuff, less time for the drudgery.
Definitely shifts how we work. But of course, there are some potential downsides, which we'll get into later. For now, let's move on to area number 3, creating content.
Now that's something I can get behind. Blog posts, videos, maybe even finally learn to design cool graphics. I've always wanted to be more creative.
Think of AI as your creative partner, helping you overcome writer's block, generate ideas, even create music and visuals. No more staring at a blank page.
So basically, AI is my ticket to becoming a world-famous artist.
Well, maybe not world famous, but it definitely opens up a world of possibilities. But here's something to think about. If everyone's using AI to create, what happens to the idea of creativity itself?
Good point. Okay, so we've covered building, automating, creating. What's the fourth area?
Amplifying connections. Think supercharging your communication. Crafting messages that resonate. Tailoring content for different platforms. Translating your work into multiple languages. AI can do it all.
So basically, becoming an influencer, just like everyone else on social media.
Well, it's more than just that. It's about making your ideas heard. But it also raises some concerns. Like, could this lead to those echo chambers online, where people only see what confirms their existing beliefs?
Yeah, that's a real worry. Okay, so those are the 4 skills. But this AI generalist thing, does it mean certain jobs are just going to disappear?
That some people fear, right? But the article actually suggests that AI could make things more equal.
Really? How so? I'd love to hear more about that.
Imagine someone in a developing country who can now access online education or jobs because AI tools translate everything. Or someone with a disability who can use AI to overcome workplace limitations.
Wow, that's powerful. Breaking down those barriers is amazing. But couldn't AI also make existing inequalities worse? Like, if some people get left behind in this tech revolution?
Definitely something to watch out for. If access to AI tools isn't equal, it could widen the gap between the haves and have-nots. We gotta be careful about that.
So it's not just about the tech itself, but how we use it, right?
Exactly. Now here's where things get even more interesting. The article's take on education. Should we all be rushing to teach our kids how to code?
I mean, that's what everyone's saying, right? Get them coding young or they'll be left behind.
The article actually argues that teaching them to collaborate with AI might be even more important.
Wait, collaborate? What does that even mean?
What if, instead of coding, we're teaching kids how to use AI as a tool? Like giving it instructions in plain English to get things done.
So AI becomes the new programming language. That's a wild thought.
Right. It means focusing on skills like problem solving, critical thinking, communicating your goals to AI. The human stuff AI can't replicate.
So it's not about replacing humans, but about humans and AI working together, like a superpowered team.
Exactly. The article paints this picture of small teams, even individuals, achieving amazing things with AI, stuff that used to require huge companies or institutions.
Okay, now I'm getting excited again. But let's be real, there are going to be challenges along the way, right? It can't all be sunshine and roses.
Of course not. Some jobs will change, some might disappear.
Mm.
We got to figure out how to support people through that, maybe with retraining, new types of work, even things like universal basic income.
Lots to think about. So far, we've talked about the big picture, the trends, the potential impacts. But what I really want to know is, what will it actually feel like to work in this AI-powered world? Can you give me some concrete examples?
Absolutely. Let's say you start your workday not by drowning in emails, but by having a chat with your AI assistant.
Okay, now you're talking. Tell me more.
You ask for a summary of what happened overnight, a list of urgent tasks, maybe even some curated industry news, all tailored to your specific needs.
That sounds amazing. No more sifting through hundreds of emails before I even have my coffee. But can AI help with more creative tasks too? Like if I had to create a presentation for a big meeting.
Totally. You feed it your raw ideas, some data points, maybe even a rough sketch. The AI transforms it all into a polished presentation, complete with visuals, speaker notes, the works.
Whoa, seriously.
Yeah.
So I just tell it what I want to say, and it does all the hard work of making it look amazing.
Even better. It might suggest layouts you hadn't thought of, find relevant visuals online, even anticipate questions your audience might ask, and give you talking points.
It's like having a whole design team at my beck and call, but doesn't all this reliance on AI make us, well, kind of lazy? Like, will we lose our own critical thinking skills if we're always outsourcing to algorithms?
It's a valid concern. We've got to strike a balance. AI should enhance our skills, not replace them entirely. We need to stay engaged, question the AI's output, keep our own judgment sharp.
So it's more like a partnership, right? Each bringing our own strengths to the table.
Exactly. You bring the creativity, the strategic thinking, the human touch. The AI brings the processing power, the data crunching, the pattern recognition.
Like a supercharged brainstorming session where your partner just happens to be a supercomputer.
I like that. And as these partnerships evolve, who knows what amazing things we'll be able to achieve. We're really just at the beginning of this journey.
You know, at the start of this deep dive, I was feeling a bit overwhelmed, maybe even a little scared. But now I'm starting to feel, dare I say it, optimistic.
Me too. Because ultimately, this isn't about the technology itself. It's about what we do with it. It's about using AI to solve problems, create opportunities, build a better future.
And that's a future I want to be a part of.
Me too. And to everyone listening out there, remember, the future of work isn't some predetermined thing. It's something you're shaping right now with every choice you make.
So go out there, embrace the unknown, and let's create a future of work that's not just efficient and productive, but meaningful and fulfilling.
That's a wrap.
Wow, that was a lot to process. But don't go anywhere. We've got more to unpack in this fascinating article. Stay tuned for part 2 of our deep dive into the job market of 2025. We'll be right back after a quick break.
Welcome back. That last segment really got me thinking. Excited for the possibilities, but also a little, well, freaked out about all that automation stuff. Yeah, it's a lot to take in. But remember, change can be a good thing. What if, instead of fearing AI, we look at it as a chance to, level up?
Level up. I like the sound of that. But practically speaking, how do we make sure everyone actually benefits from this AI revolution? And it's not just like the tech elite who come out ahead.
That's the key, right? It's got to be for everyone. We need to talk about things like retraining, maybe even a universal basic income, big changes like that. But for now, let's focus on what we can do as individuals to get ready.
Okay, so what's our first move? Should I be signing up for coding boot camps right now?
Not necessarily. The most important thing is to have a growth mindset. Always be learning, be curious. The skills that are hot today might be totally outdated tomorrow.
So it's more about adaptability than any specific skill set.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to just play around with AI tools. There's tons of free stuff online. Get comfortable in the technology, see what you can create.
Okay, I can do that. But with so many different AI tools popping up every day, how do I know which ones to focus on?
That's where things get interesting. While technical skills are important, it's the human skills that are going to be really valuable in this AI-powered world.
So like what? Creativity, communication?
Exactly. Things like critical thinking, problem solving, empathy, those are the things AI can't replicate.
Okay, starting to feel a little better about my chances here. But isn't there a risk we become too reliant on AI and our own critical thinking skills, kind of atrophy?
It's a valid concern. The key is to see it as a partnership. You bring your human strengths, AI brings its processing power.
Like, instead of seeing it as a threat to our humanity, it's actually a chance to become more human.
I love that. AI handles the boring stuff, freeing us up to focus on what makes us unique.
This is starting to sound less like a dystopian nightmare and more like, well, maybe not utopia, but definitely a more hopeful future.
And remember, we're not just passive bystanders here. We get to shape this future. It's not predetermined.
So what's our first step? Where do we even begin?
Well, the most important thing is to talk about it. Have open and honest conversations about what kind of future we want. What are our values? What are our priorities?
Okay, a call to action. I like it. But with great power comes great responsibility, right? How do we make sure AI is used for good, not for, evil robot overlords taking over the world?
It's a valid concern. We need ethical frameworks, transparency, accountability, and we need diversity in the field, making sure everyone's voice is heard.
It's a big challenge. Feels like we're at a crossroads, and the path we choose now is going to determine the whole future of humanity. No pressure, right?
No pressure at all. But seriously, it's a collective effort. Lots of smart people are working on this all over the world. We're not alone in this.
Okay, that's good to hear. But let's bring it back down to earth for a second. What practical advice can we give our listeners right now, today, to prepare for this AI-powered world?
A few key things. Embrace lifelong learning, stay curious. Experiment with AI tools, get comfortable with the tech, and most importantly, focus on those human skills AI can't replicate. Critical thinking, creativity, empathy.
Great advice. But what about specific industries? Like, if someone's interested in healthcare, how will AI affect their job?
Great question. In healthcare, AI is already changing everything, helping diagnose diseases, personalize treatments. So if you're in that field, focus on data analysis, machine learning. Be comfortable working with AI systems.
So it's not about replacing doctors and nurses, but about giving them superpowers.
Exactly, and this is happening in every industry. We've got to stay informed, understand how AI is changing the game.
So we're all becoming futurists now, trying to predict what's next and get ahead of the curve.
In a way, yes. But with so much information out there, it's important to be critical. Not everything you read about AI is true or relevant.
So be discerning consumers of information, just like we need to be discerning users of AI tools.
Absolutely. And remember, the future isn't some fixed thing. It's a work in progress, and we all get to contribute. So what choices will you make? What future will you help build?
Big questions. And I think those are the perfect ones to leave our listeners with for now. But don't go anywhere. We've got more to explore in this fascinating article. Stay tuned for part 3 of our deep dive into the job market of 2025, where we'll look at specific examples of how AI is already changing the way we work.
Welcome back to our deep dive. We've covered a lot of ground, but I'm ready to get even more specific. Can we talk about how AI is already changing things in different industries?
Absolutely. Let's get granular. What kind of industries are you curious about?
Well, I've always thought about starting my own business. So let's say I'm a budding entrepreneur with this amazing idea. Could AI actually help me get it off the ground?
You bet. Think about market research. AI can help you analyze trends, figure out who your target customer is, even test different business models, all without spending a fortune on consultants or, months of research. So AI could be like my silent business partner, helping me make smarter decisions right from the start.
Exactly. And as your business grows, AI can handle things like marketing, customer service, even finances. Frees you up to focus on the big picture, the strategy.
Okay, I'm definitely seeing the appeal. But what about industries that are, I don't know, a bit more traditional, like healthcare? Can AI really make a difference there?
Healthcare is actually one of the fields where AI is already making huge strides. Imagine AI helping doctors diagnose diseases more accurately, analyzing medical images to spot things humans might miss, even personalizing treatments based on your DNA.
Wow, that's incredible. So AI could make healthcare more efficient, more effective, and maybe even more affordable.
Absolutely. Plus, it can streamline all that administrative stuff, maybe even help predict and prevent disease outbreaks. It's a game changer on multiple levels.
Okay, so entrepreneurs and doctors are using AI. What about creative types like artists, musicians, writers? Is AI coming for their jobs too?
Actually, AI can be a really powerful tool for creatives as well. Imagine a musician using AI to come up with new melodies, or a writer using it to overcome writer's block and try out new storylines.
So instead of being afraid of AI, creators can actually use it to boost their own creativity.
Exactly. It's like having a collaborator who can help you explore ideas you might never have thought of on your own. AI could lead to all sorts of new art forms and creative breakthroughs.
Okay, I'm getting excited again. But I can't help but think about the people whose jobs might be, automated away. How do we make sure everyone benefits from this AI-powered world and no one gets left behind?
That's the big question, right? It's something we need to be really thoughtful about. It's true, some jobs will change, maybe even disappear, but it's also likely that AI will create entirely new jobs, ones we can't even imagine right now.
So it's not about humans versus robots, but humans and robots working together.
Exactly. We need to invest in things like retraining, maybe explore new models of work that are more flexible,
Okay.
and we need to make sure everyone has access to the opportunities this technology creates.
It feels like AI is going to change more than just our jobs. It's going to change the whole way we think about work.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
As AI takes on more of the routine tasks, it frees us up to focus on the things that are uniquely human. The creative stuff, the problem solving, the connecting with other people.
So maybe this is actually a chance to create a future of work that's, I don't know, more meaningful, more aligned with our values.
I think so. The future isn't some set thing that's just going to happen to us. It's something we're creating right now with the choices we make. So what kind of future do you want? What skills are you going to develop?
Wow, those are some really thought-provoking questions. I think they're the perfect way to wrap up this deep dive.
I agree. It's been a fascinating conversation. And remember, everyone listening, the future of work is in your hands.
So go out there, be curious, be bold, and let's create a future we can all be proud of. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the future of work.